Okay. There's still more room up here. You can come in here.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can come in here.
We can be here.
Yeah, we are live broadcasting through Facebook and YouTube. Okay. You can go back and watch it later on. It will be on file. So you are here for a convention, some kind of convention?
Yeah.
Is this an annual convention or?
No, it's
4 years, every 4 years. And the participants are teachers or
yeah.
leader, community leader?
Community leader. Yeah, teachers
Teachers.
of theology. And people working. Yeah, missiology.
Are you working directly for the church, everyone?
Yes.
I see, okay. And you're from how many countries? All over the world?
About 15 countries.
15 countries. Is this a regional meeting or is this the
No, it's the international.
international?
International Association of Scholars about Christian mission and relationship with other faiths
I
is this
see.
subject. So we come from different countries.
Yeah.
The teachers, priests, sisters, consecrated people, lay people.
Yes, but you're all of the same faith.
Yes.
You're Catholic.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now today you come and meet Buddhists.
Yeah.
Okay. We have similarity. Yeah, most religions have the same some similarity. The basic practice are same. Like in Buddhism, the Buddha teaches us to practice charity, practice morality, and practice mind development. This is the core teaching of the Buddha for Buddhists. Charity is to help other people, share your wealth, share your happiness with other people. Morality is to keep the 5 precepts, the 5 or the 8, or if you're a monk, you keep the 227 precepts. Keeping precepts will prevent you from hurting other people. The basic principle of the Buddha's teaching comprises of three principles. Avoid doing all evil things, doing and abstaining from doing evil things, and do good things, and purify the mind. The mind of us who are still taking birth as a human being is still defiled. We call the defilement that defile the mind are the greed, hate, and delusion. If we can get rid of this greed, hate, and delusion, then the mind will be purified, and the mind will be free from taking new birth, rebirth. Yeah. See, in Buddhism we believe that the mind doesn't die with the body. The body is just the servant of the mind. The mind is the master. The mind is the one who directs the body to do all these things that we are doing today. Yeah. But the mind is defiled, and the mind do things according to its desire or its greed or lust or cravings. And doing this thing will make the mind become addicted to the things that it craves for, it lusts for. And it will be the cause for it to return after this body die. The body die, then the mind will then go seek a new body and get a new birth. This is if we don't want to reborn, we have to stop our greed, hate, and delusion. We have to purify the mind, get rid of all the defilements. The Buddha did just exactly that. He purified his mind. So he didn't have to come and take birth anymore. He still exists in spiritual form, but he doesn't need to have a body to make him happy. We still need a body because we still want to find happiness through the body. We still want to see things, we still want to hear things, we still want to taste and smell and touch things to make us happy. So as long as we still have this craving or desire, we will keep coming back to be reborn again. And after every time we are reborn, we will have to go through aging, sickness, and death, which is something we all don't want to go through. But we cannot avoid it because it's part of birth. After birth, you have aging, sickness, and death. If you don't want to have aging, sickness, and death, then you should stop reborn. And in order to stop reborn, you have to purify your mind, get rid of your defilements, your desire for having the pleasure of the senses. And you can do this through meditation. If you can meditate, you can calm your mind and stop your thoughts and stop your cravings. When your mind becomes still, you will discover a different kind of happiness. We call happiness of peace of mind, which is much better than the happiness you gain from the flesh, from the senses. Once you have this peace of mind, this happiness, then you can abandon your desire for the happiness of the senses. So once you can get rid of your desire for the happiness of the senses, then you don't need to have a body anymore. Then you don't have to be reborn. So this is basically what is the goal of Buddhists. But before we can get to the level of meditation, we first have to practice charity and morality. We have to give up our wealth, give up our money and our physical comfort, so that we can have the time to come and seek the spiritual comfort, to have the time to meditate. Like the Buddha, he was a prince. He had to renunciate his princely life and take the life of what you call a monk. Okay. And then he had full time to meditate, to calm his mind and to stop his desire. If you don't have full time to practice, then you will not be able to stop your desire. So if you want to stop rebirth, you have to give up your physical life, your physical comfort, and then take the life of the spiritual. Take the spiritual life, keep the precepts and meditate, and find happiness through meditation, and happiness by getting rid of your desires and your cravings. So this is basically what Buddhists do. When they first started, they learn charity and morality, and once they find the happiness from giving, the happiness from not hurting other people, it then encourages them to do more. And they want to seek more happiness of the heart, of the mind, by meditating. And once they start to meditate and experience some kind of happiness from meditation, then it will encourage them to do more. And they will eventually one day give up the lay life and become a monk and pursue the spiritual happiness full time. So this is basically what Buddhism is about. So I will now let you give you the opportunity to ask any question you want to know. Oh, did I give? Okay, go ahead.
First time foremost, we are thankful to you for receiving us, giving us this opportunity. As you started also speaking about similarities of world religions, I also would like to start speaking about similarities. First, with Buddhism, we believe that God created us. There is no concept of God, but what I want to underline is the sacredness of human life. Then when we take the first Buddhist precept, Pranatipata Veramani Sikka Padam Samadhyani, do not kill any living being. So as Christians, we believe the sacredness of human life. As Buddhist, you believe the sacredness of all lives. So we have one commonality,
Yes.
common factor.
Yes.
And then Jesus said, evil comes from human heart. So the origin of evil, Jesus Christ, our Master, recognized as the human heart. If you can remedy human heart, then you can attain salvation. And then what I don't want to speak long. This is our teaching, but in our day-to-day lives, whether Buddhist or Christians, we find their life contradict the teaching of the Master. So dialogue, conversation is important for us, especially today, to overcome the common problems that are affecting all humanity. For example, one theme common, very dear to Buddhists, is environment. And then for us also, especially, we speak these days ecology. And there is also one factor, eco-crisis is an ego crisis. Especially Pope Francis says we need to have an ecological conversion. That is, there has to be some sort of spiritual conversion. So I think there are similarities. On the basis of similarities, we can collaborate, work together for the common good, for the betterment of humanity.
Okay. Yes.
Buddhism is a religion coming from the heart of Asia. Have you ever heard an African Buddhist?
An African Buddhist? A monk, you mean?
Yeah. Have you
We-
ever heard an African who...
I have one African, but he was born in England, I think. And he came and he became a monk, ordained last year, I think, but in a different monastery. But he visited here for a while. Then he wants to become a monk, and we cannot give him the ordination here right away. So he went to a different temple, and he's now a Buddhist monk, an African Buddhist monk. His name is James Brown. I think if he's watching, he might be. But I think he's born in England because he speaks like an Englishman. We have all races. We have Israelis, Jews who became monks also. Yeah. We have people, Westerners, Australian, Italian. We have Brazilian, Argentinian. Right now we have an Argentinian monk living here with us. Yes.
Just two simple questions. How long have you been a monk? And have you been to India? I'm from India. To visit the place where Buddha had his own illumination.
Well,
enlightenment?
I've been a monk since 1975. So this is, 42 years now. I've been a monk for 42 years. No, I've never been to India. But you don't have to go to India to meet the Buddha. You can meet the Buddha through your meditation.
Yeah.
The Buddha is in your heart, see. Once your mind is calm, you'll meet the Buddha there. So there's no need to go to the 4 holy places of the Buddha to prove that the Buddha exists. You know he exists within your heart. If you follow his teaching, he will arise, he will appear in your heart.
How many are you here? Are you a monk?
How many monks?
Yes, how many monks?
I think we'll have about 14 monks here. and we have a few laymen also. Laymen, they keep the 8 precepts. You know the 8 precepts? You know the 5, right? Abstain from killing, abstain from stealing, abstain from adultery, abstain from lying, and abstain from alcohol, taking intoxication. With the 8 precepts, you change the 3rd precept, abstain from adultery, to abstain from sexual activity. See, all people who stay up here have to abstain from sexual activity. They have to practice abstinence. Monks or lay people. And then the 6th precept is to abstain from eating from after midday. And then abstain from entertainment. And abstain from sleeping on a comfortable bed. We sleep on the floor, so we don't sleep too much. So we want to practice meditation, not sleeping. Okay.
How many times do you eat in a day?
Once a day.
And that's before midday?
Just right after we came back from the alms round. We started the alms round as daylight. Right now it's about 6 o'clock. We finished about 7. We came back to the monastery and we eat about 7:30 or 8. And then we don't eat anymore until the next day. And we eat in the bowl. We don't use dishes.
Yourself, or you make food
No, we
yourself,
collect food in the village.
You collect.
People will prepare food and then they will put them in the bowl for us. And when we come back, we share the food that we collect. And whatever food is left, we give it to other people. We don't store food. We don't keep food. We live like the bird. The Buddha said, live like the bird. No possession. Yeah, just have enough to exist. And
among your short preaches, you mentioned desire.
yes.
But sometimes desire is become a sort of prime mover to love some other people. Because without the desire, we have no passion. When you comes to desire, you always see a negative way.
No, there are good desire and there are bad desire. What I'm talking about are the bad desire. The desire to find happiness through the senses.
Yes.
And the desire to become big, become rich, become stronger than other people. And the desire to get rid of things that you don't like. These are the 3 desires that they are bad for us. But the desire to love, the desire to give charity, the desire to practice meditation, these are good desire. It's encouraged.
You know the difference between Mahayana, Theravada, like you, and your denominations well known not accept the gods, which is different from Mahayana. Mahayana, the Buddhist denominations accept God. Of course, which is different from Christianity, God of Christianity. So what do you think of such development into 2 divisions, Mahayana and Theravada? And what do your interpretation of Mahayana, which in your neighboring country, Vietnam, China, Japan, Korea, and so on?
I think basically the difference between Mahayana and Theravada is in the following the teaching of the Buddha, especially the precept, the monks' precepts. Yeah. Mahayana felt that they could get rid of some of the rules because it's difficult for them to keep when they have to move from India. Once they go up to Tibet, China, they go into a different culture. So they have some of the rules they have to give up and not keep. While the Theravada side, they say we should maintain the same rules that the Buddha had given us. So they stay in India or come down to Sri Lanka, go to Burma, Thailand, which are more or less conducive for them to maintain the same precepts. But the basic teaching of the Buddha is still the same. It's to abstaining from doing evil, do good, and purify the mind.
So how about the scriptures? from China. Do you accept scriptures from China as Orthodox scriptures?
Well, first of all, I never need to use the Chinese scripture, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because I have the Theravada scripture, and it's sufficient enough for my practice. So I have no opinion. I neither against or for anybody else's scripture. You know, if they find it useful for them, I'm all for it. You know, but since I don't have any need for it, then I don't really have to have any opinion about it.
Good to hear that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes,
I am a Catholic priest from Uganda.
Uganda.
If I pick interest and I would like to be a monk, now, how long would it take me to be a monk, and what would I have to go through before I become a monk?
The way to become a monk varies from temple to temple. There's no strict time limit. You know. Usually it's up to the abbot of that temple that you want to be ordained, whether he see you are qualified or not, whether you understand the basic teaching of the Buddha or not, whether you can live the monk's life or not. You know. So once you see that you can live the monk's life, then he will ordain you. So there's no time limit. For each different temple, they have different time limit. For some forest tradition temples, the ones that is quite famous, we call the international monastery, they require you to live as the layman for 1 year first, and follow the way the monk lives. Yeah. And until they see that you are qualified, then they will ordain for you. So the time limit, the requirement varies from temples to temples. That's why one this African Englishman who went to a different temple to ordain because he couldn't wait for 1 year here. We asked him to stay for 1 year. So he went to another temple and he got ordained in 6 weeks or something like that. Yeah. So you know, some temples they don't have much requirement. You know. See, in ordination in Thailand, it's not something like something written in the rock. You know, you can ordain and can disrobe the next day if you want. Yeah. It's not a lifetime commitment. If you ordain for a while and you feel you cannot continue on becoming a monk, then you just disrobe. And maybe 6 months later you want to reordain again, you can come back and ordain again. So, but it's not like that during the Buddha's time, because during the Buddha's time, I think people, when they ordain for good. Yeah. But now ordination is not for the ultimate goal, the goal of reaching Nibbana or Nirvana. Right now, people ordain for various reasons. Sometimes maybe even economic reasons. Sometimes they run out of job, they don't know what to do. They don't have money, no food, so they come and become a monk. So they have free place to stay. So there are many different reasons for ordaining now. Some people believe when you ordain, it will improve your life. So you ordain for 3 months. After 3 months, you go back and live as a layman again, and maybe your life will be better.
Pretty efficient.
Yes, sir.
Religion has many meanings. It's a slippery word.
Yes.
Do you describe Buddhism as a religion?
I describe it as a therapy, a mental therapy. Kill your mind. Our mind are sick, see. You need to kill it. And the cause of our sickness are our greed, hate, and delusion. And it can be killed with meditation and insight into the true nature of the mind itself.
Thank you.
Yes.
I can ask 2 questions. One, do you have any centralized authority to hold on the right teachings of Buddhism?
In Thailand, the government form what you call the religious hierarchy, comprised of all the senior monks. And these senior monks are usually academics. They study the scriptures. And so every few years they will check the scripture and see whether everything is still good or not. Yeah.
So that is that authority is being accepted by all the Buddhists.
Just in Thailand. Yeah.
In Thailand.
They say Buddhism has no central authority originally. Yes.
So each monastery is independent and autonomous in one way or the other.
In Thailand to a certain extent, but they also have to conform to the central authority. Yeah.
The second question, what is the mission of Buddhism? What is the meaning of this line?
To kill the mind, to get rid of suffering, the mental suffering, the stress, the anxiety and worries of the mind. Okay, yes.
Yeah. My observation is that monks are only for male. What is the role of women in Buddhism?
Well, before we also have monks, women's monks, but the tradition just went dead. No women wanted to ordain as monks anymore. So nowadays we cannot ordain women to become monks, but they can become nuns. They keep the 8 or the 10 precepts, and they shave their head, and they wear white robes, and they still practice the same way the monk practice. Yes?
Talking about the endless human desire.
Yeah.
Talking about endless human desire for happiness by serving the body. How do you view our prosperous economic progress today? Like big highways that we have in Pattaya, International Airport in Bangkok.
See, there are two kinds of prosperity. The material prosperity and the spiritual prosperity. In Buddhism, we consider the spiritual prosperity the important one, because it's the permanent one, while the material prosperity is a temporary one. Everything you build eventually will crumble and become rubble. But the thing you build in the mind will remain with your mind forever, because your mind is permanent, it's lasting. It doesn't disappear like the body. Maybe this is a different concept than from your concept. For us, the mind is eternal. The mind never dies, but due to the defilement in the mind, due to the craving and desire in the mind, that cause the mind to connect with the body. See, the mind and the body is not in the same place. The mind is a spiritual part. It stays in the spiritual world, while the body is in the physical world, and is connected by the stream of consciousness that the mind sends to this body. Like the mind sends the stream of consciousness to attach to the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. That's how the mind get to see pictures, get to hear sound through the body. See, the body doesn't hear sound, doesn't see. The body is just like a camera. It only pick up pictures, and then it's sent to the one who control the camera. See, the mind is like the one who control the body. The body is like an instrument that collects sound, collects pictures, collects smell and taste and touches, and then it's sent to the mind. See, and then the mind is the one who analyzes these pictures, whether it's good or bad. When it's a good picture, the mind has good feeling and has desire for more. See, if it's a bad picture, then the mind has bad feeling, and then the mind wants to get rid of that picture. And if the mind cannot get rid of the picture, the mind becomes sad or unhappy. And if the mind can get what it wants and get more of what it wants, then it becomes happy. So this is how the mind functions, by desire, by desiring for more things that it likes, and the desire to get rid of things it doesn't like. And it becomes sad or unhappy when it cannot do what it desires to, what it wants to do. So the Buddha discovered that it's better just not to have any desire, just to see and hear things as they come, and don't try to have any desire to get rid of them or the desire to have more of them, because you cannot control them. You cannot tell them to stay with you all the time, or you cannot tell them to get away from you right away. But if you can keep your mind calm, you can live with them. You can see them and hear them, and will not be impacted by them. And this is the best position for the mind. It's just to be neutral, to be without like or dislike, to be without any desire. So this is the goal of Buddhism. If you can maintain the mind to become neutral, not to react to anything you see or hear, then you will always be peaceful and happy. Yes, sir? Stand in the microphone.
Master, I was in Taiwan, and also I was in Cambodia. I saw some young monks standing in public market, selling nothing and with an empty bowl. And they collect food from the charity of the people. And surprisingly, I heard about you again, talking about to go in public and living on human mercy. I guess there must be a reason or reasons behind that practice.
Well,
that's the first one. And secondly, Christianity has a concept of heaven. People, after we pass away, we may enter into heaven. And I believe Buddhism also has a concept of nirvana. And I believe Buddha is the first one who entered officially into nirvana. Master, could you please tell me your opinion? What are the similarities between heaven of Christianity and nirvana of Buddhism? Thank you.
Well, I cannot say about the heaven of Christianity because I've never seen one before. But I can tell you Buddhism, heaven of Buddhism, because I have seen it. Because heaven of Buddhism is your state of mind. When you're happy, your mind is heaven, see. And when you are sad, your mind is in hell. That's all there is to it, as far as Buddhism is concerned. Heaven and hell, or Nibbana, is the state of mind. Nibbana is considered to be the state of highest form of heaven, permanent form of heaven. While the other form of heaven still is temporary, because you can change it through your karma, your action. When you do good deeds like charity, you feel good. You're in heaven right away. Your mind is in heaven right away. And when you do bad things, you break the precept, you kill, you hurt other people, you feel bad right away. You are in hell right away. So this is what heaven and hell, nirvana is according to Buddhism. It's the state of mind, and which we can make it either way we want by our karma, our action. So that's why the Buddha teaches us to do good karma and avoid doing bad karma. And if we want to have permanent happiness, have permanent heaven, we want nibbana, then we have to get rid of our desire and our cravings, our greed, hate and delusion.
Master, how about my first question? What are the reasons behind the practice of living on a human mercy?
Well, I think part of it is because it's the original concept during the time of the Buddha. People who ordained, they rely on the mercy or the charity of the lay people. This will also free the monk from having to have an occupation. They don't have to go work to earn money, so they can have plenty of time to meditate and develop spiritually. Secondly, it also teaches them to be humble, because they have to rely on other people's generosity for their existence. So humility is a very important part of Buddhist practice, because the chief cause of our delusion is our ego. And our ego, according to the Buddha, is a delusion, it's not real. Because when you meditate, when your mind becomes totally calm, your ego will disappear. Then you know that the ego arises from your thoughts. See? When you think of yourself, then yourself appears. When you stop thinking of yourself disappears.
Thank you, Master.
Okay.
In Thailand, there are many religions. What is your experience in relating with the other religious leaders, sharing one another experiences and the religious goodness, religious wealth?
Unfortunately, I don't have much experience with other religion, because religion people tend to congregate among themselves. Except occasionally, like this time, you people want to learn about us, so you come. So I occasionally have people from other religion who comes and study or talk, you know. But otherwise, we don't have much interaction, because for monks we are more reclusive than interactive. See, we tend to stay in the forest and keep to ourselves because we want to develop the mind, the spirit. So we don't want to interact with other people, because by interacting it will disturb the mind. We want to calm the mind. We want to make the mind calm and peaceful. Yeah. So we have to be alone in solitary existence. So we seldomly communicate with people. Even in the morning when we go on alms round, we don't talk to people who give us food. They just give us food and we just keep on walking. Or we might say a few words, hi, how are you, or something like that. But other than that, we don't have any much interaction. If they want to talk to us, they will have to come to the temple and see us. Yes?
Sangha, the community is important for you, for your spiritual journey, or because you said you like to live a solitary life in search of...
Yes, we monks have to live in a community, but in a community that's separate from each other. We have the individual place to stay, and we don't congregate, we don't socialize. We keep to ourselves. We only come when we have to do chores together, like collecting food, having a meal, or cleaning the place up. Then we come together and help. But once we finish, then we disperse and go to our individual house and practice our meditation.
I also want to ask you about killing, which is the first rule to be kept by monks, right?
Yes.
Then how about the case of the same year, 1975, when America and Vietnam broke war between the two countries?
A monk burned himself, committing suicide.
The monk burned himself. His name is Thúc Quang Thich.
Yeah, it's wrong.
Yeah. What do you think of that? That is killing, right?
Yes,
so,
it's wrong.
Do you accept that?
No, the Buddha prohibit from killing even yourself.
But Mahayana Buddhism did accept it.
Maybe they changed the Buddha's teaching.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then you eat rice, right? And are you vegetarian?
No, I eat whatever is given. You can eat meat as long as you don't kill it yourself.
And sometimes unconsciously, when you breathe out or breathing in small minor living being, you kill unconsciously.
Yeah, it's alright. It's not a sin to do that. If you don't, to be sinful, you have to have intention. It's like if you walk and you happen to step on an ant, you don't see. This is not killing.
Thúc Quang Thich, the master Thúc Quang Thich, killed himself not for him, but for the other.
But he has intention. But he has intention. See, intention to kill. The difference is the intention.
Okay, the the intention, I think it is a very not good and bad, but it's more as for the a love for humanity.
Buddha prohibit killing for any reason. Killing for religion, killing for country or anything. Killing is not good. Yeah. He prohibits all form of killing.
Okay.
Intentional killing. But accidental killing, that's not considered to be sinful.
Okay.
Yes?
I have a more personal question.
Go ahead.
Please
Go ahead.
feel free to answer or not. What, if I may ask about your vocation as a monk, what did you have a certain experience which led you to that way to become a monk, or was it just that you grew up in a certain surrounding and it was quite natural for you to join a monastery, or?
Yeah, actually I have a book, my biography, prepared to give it to you, so you can all have a copy of it. But I can tell you briefly that before I was just like you, looking for happiness, and I try every form of happiness that the world can provide, and I found that it's lacking. Then one day I read the book on meditation, on Buddhist meditation, and I try it and I find it to be the best thing that I have ever found. And from that day onward, I commit myself to the practice of meditation. I used to work, so I give up work so that I can have time to practice meditation. And after I ran out of money, then I became a monk. so I can practice more meditation. เดี๋ยวช่วยเอาหนังสือแจกเลยนะ Could you please let this man come up? อยู่ตรงไหนนะ Could you pass them out? We have about 60 of them. So yeah, ส่งไป okay. The book is called My Way. Yeah, My Way. Yeah, take it out and pass it on to everyone. Bye ไปก่อนนะสนุกไหมวันนี้ No, they are Thai. They have my other books in Thai. So how many days is your convention?
5 days.
5 days. How many more?
We started on the 10th. 10th
10th
till the 15th.
The 15th. Today's the 13th.
No, 16th. Yeah.
So you have 3 more days.
Yeah, then we go back.
Okay.
We come from different parts of the world.
And you meet every 4 years? Every year? Is this an annual meeting? Or?
No. Once in 3-4 years.
3 or 4 years.
It's an association
of scholars
who deal with Christian faith.
Different faith.
And how to share Christian faith with others in a multicultural, multi-religious world without frightening.
When I went to school, grade school and high school, I studied in a 7-day Adventist school. So I know some Christianity. I studied the Bible from the book of Genesis to Revelation. Yeah, I studied in 7-day Adventist school for 8 years. So they teach the Bible class every year, every day. I have to go to church on Saturdays.
Oh, my.
It's part of the requirement to attend the school.
Okay. But was it a Catholic school?
No, 7-day Adventist.
Okay.
Protestant.
Protestant. What do you like about the figure of Jesus, since you know?
He's like the Buddha.
Yeah.
So there's somebody even say that maybe they have met or he went to see, and he went to India during the time of his absence, and he might have some influence from Buddhism. He speaks like the Buddha. He taught like the Buddha.
Yeah.
Speaks charity, not hurting other people. Golden rules: do unto others as you would like to do others to do unto you. This is all Buddhism.
Yeah.
Karma, the law of karma.
Yeah.
That's why I started saying that Christian and Buddhism are basically similar, except for the higher part of the teaching. The spiritual, the development part is different.
Yeah.
And the concept might be different. The concept of salvation is different. Nirvana is another concept of salvation. Really, that's all it is. Yeah. And to Buddhism, God is nature. That's all it is. We call nature God. Everything is created by nature.
The nature, body, everything would be kind of an illusion, isn't it? Maya. So
they are temporary. They keep changing. They form and then disappear. They form and they disappear. Like our body is part of nature. They form and one day will return to the four elements. The body will, from dust to dust. Yeah.
So one of the principal teaching of Buddha early years is the everything is connected, right? Chain. Everything is connected like a chain, so you cannot separate from one another.
Everything is connected to change.
Like a chain.
The chain.
So it cannot be separated from one another.
Oh no. Everything is individual. Nothing is. They're connected temporarily. Like the mind, the body is connected temporarily.
But everything is connected, isn't it?
Everything is impermanent.
impermanent.
Everything come, form and disappear, rise and cease, mutate, change, evolve. They don't remain the same for one single moment. Everything is transient.
When it comes to rebirth, reborn.
Yes. Yes.
That if we are connected one another like a chain, who is the agent of the rebirth?
There is no connection. See, the agent of rebirth is our desire in the mind. Our desire to have a body so that we can use the body to experience the sight, sound, smell, taste things. We need to have a body. See.
Even if
Can we have another question from here?
Yes, sir.
Can you explain a little bit Buddha's view on human desire for sexuality?
Human desire for spirituality.
And the question is, are you against human sexuality?
Against sensuality, sexuality. Not against it, but we see sexuality as harmful to the mind. And spirituality is beneficial to the mind because it brings peace and happiness to the mind. With sexuality, it causes unhappiness and sadness to the mind because what you have from sexuality is temporary. It's not permanent. When you lose your loved ones, then you enter into sadness. Or when your body can no longer do any sexual act, then you are lonely, you are depressed, you are sad. See? So to engage in sexuality will only cause you suffering later on.
But we also need it for giving birth for the...
You don't need birth, that's why you have birth control. We have too much birth.
In the name of all the participants in the 6th Plenary Assembly of Catholic Mission Scholars and Researchers, I would like to thank you for giving us this important opportunity to have a meaningful conversation about Buddhism. And we hope that this moment that we have stayed with you has really enlightened us also in many ways. And we hope that whatever we have understood, we may be able to assimilate more and more also in our consciousness.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
For coming. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you.
Same here. Same to you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
After all, we're all humans. we look for the same thing.
Happy to have you.
I cannot do it because
No, I'm happy to have
yeah, the book. Okay, no signing of the book.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
It's all right to have a
Okay. Where are you from?
I'm from the Philippines.
The Philippines.
Philippines.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. Sure. Where are you from? Italy.
Yeah, but I born in Chile.
Oh, in Chile.
South America.
Yes. Yeah.
In Chile, doesn't have Buddhist. No.
No, we have one Chilean came the other day from Santiago.
From Santiago here.
Yeah, he just went back a few days
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you.
Look at the camera.
Yes.
Okay. Where are you from?
Indonesia. We have the
Jakarta?
no, Flores.
Borobudur.
We have Borobudur.
Yeah, you have the best.
Big.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
From the Congo.
Where are you from?
From the Congo.
The Congo. Congo.
Yeah,
Okay.
the first time.
The Republic of Congo.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Nice to see you.
Thank you very
Talking
much.
to you.
And for the book, I'm happy.
Sure.
From
go
the
ahead.
Philippines.
Okay. Go ahead.
Money.
Okay. Good luck to you.
As I said, I'm from Uganda.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm a priest, but I work for the Catholic Church.
I know Idi Amin.
That's the bad name we have. Good. Thank you very much.
Okay. Where are you from? Myanmar. Okay, good.
From Philippines.
Where, Davao City or Manila?
Manila.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay.เอาเลยเชิญ
ทำงาน
I didn't get it.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'll bring it to Congo.
Okay, good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Alright. Hope you enjoy your stay here.
Yes, very much, very much. Very much. Happy to see you for the first time. I see a monk.
Okay. And
I
talk
teach
to a monk.
world religions.
I see.
And Buddhism is
The major religions.
But what you said is very good for me.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Good.